Now, after an emotionally charged week here in Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu has seemingly calmed tensions after announcing plans to temporarily pause his government's controversial judicial overhaul legislation. But in order to make that happen without causing his own coalition to break up and fall apart, Netanyahu made a promise to his far-right national security minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir. Now, the prime minister has promised Ben-Gvir his own new security force, which is being dubbed as a National Guard, to reportedly combat crime, all in exchange for Ben-Gvir's promising not to quit the government for now. So joining us to discuss this is our economic analyst, Ariel Margalith. This force could cost Israel $1 billion shekels to create. We want some more information about what this exactly means. What is this new National Guard?
Well, it's still very unclear. Obviously, it's some sort of gift that was given by Netanyahu to Ben-Gvir, as you mentioned, to make sure that the coalition survives. There's no other way to say it, Natasha. Giving Minister Ben-Gvir the Homeland Security ministry is already letting the cat guard the milk, giving him a militia, as some describe it, or giving him a National Guard, or some go as far as saying a Revolutionary Guard that would be under his jurisdiction rather than under the management of the chief of staff of the police, is really a new piece of the game that we'll have to see about. We're talking about Ben-Gvir, who's a convicted criminal with no less than 53 indictments, out of which he has been charged with 8. Now, this person managed, as part of the coalition agreement, to get some sort of promise from Netanyahu that he would get something like a National Guard in the future. At the moment and in the current timing, having this sort of promise made to him by Netanyahu sounds very suspicious and quite scary to large parts of the population, especially to those demonstrators who have been on the streets and against whom Ben-Gvir has a lot of course, fire, and against whom he claims the police hasn't been acting in a way that is tough enough.
So who's going to pay for this? How much is this going to cost?
Yeah, well, we don't know the details yet. According to people who are close to Ben-Gvir, as quoted in the Times of Israel, I have not seen that in other sources. This is going to cost around $1 billion shekels. That's around 250 to $300 million for a force of about 2,000 people. Now, we do have to say that the idea of having a National Guard is something that already came up during the Bennett government in 2021 during the Guardian of the Walls war with Gaza. There was violence in Israel, especially in mixed cities, and that idea already came up there. So there was something that was constructed already within the police, but building a whole other body under the Ministry of Internal Security, managed by the minister and not by the chief of staff, is something that the police and the chief of staff of the police are very concerned about.